All right, my name's Jacob Luiki, and I'm doing India's disaster management for my project. I really enjoy the Indian culture of their religion and their way of life in in the whole country, pretty much. And I really enjoy learning about like their land masses. Um, I have a dream of going there one day, practicing their religion, and hopefully one day climbing Mount Everest. The six physiographic regions of India. Physiographic regions are ways that landforms are categorized into different regions, and there's six of them: the northern mountains, the peninsular plateau, Indo-Gangetic plain, Thar Desert, and the coastal plains. The coastal plains and the islands. An example of the northern mountains, which I mentioned before, is the largest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest. It's a very bold goal I have, but it's definitely something that I would love to achieve. The Barren Islands would be an example of the islands region, and it's a small island which has a volcano on it that I would love to check out. There are 1.3 billion people that are prone to disasters of India, and the disasters they're prone to are earthquakes, floods, droughts, cyclones, and landslides. Earthquakes. The Indian plate or the Indian tectonic plate is bound by four other tectonic plates, which include the Indian plate, Eurasian plate, Australian plate, and the African plate. Amongst these plates, the Himalayan mountains are at major risk because, after all, because of the collision between the Indian and Eurasian plate 50 million years ago, this mountain range was formed. Floods affect almost 30 million people annually. Nearly 75% of the total rainfall that occur between June to September, which is called the monsoon season, is only 4 months, and those 4 months hold 75% of the yearly's rainfall. And many people lose their homes and countless crops across the Indian land, which are affected. Just like floods, droughts affect people's hunger and their employment, India relies heavily on the monsoon season. And however, if the rain fails them, water is not secured for irrigation and could potentially lead to famines. Cyclones only affect approximately 8% of the land. Mostly, cyclones occur on the east coast of India, and uh, yeah, landslides occur in the mountainous regions like the Himalayas and occur often in contingency with earthquakes. As the tectonic plate shiftment movement could move the land down the mountains and pretty much destroying anything in their way. NDRP, which is India's National Government Response Plan, focused on making sure state and district level plans have solidarity throughout all of its states. India has 29 states, 7 different union territories, and this plan's main goal was to understand disaster risks, strengthen disaster risk governance to manage disaster risks, investing in disaster risk reduction for resilience, enhancing disaster preparedness for effective response, and to build back better in recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. Pretty much just making sure they are able to mitigate and prepare for any disaster that may occur. These are a couple disasters that have occurred in past history. So the Great Indian Famine, which had an undocumented amount, but it was said that there was approximately 1.25 million people to 10 million fatalities during that area. The Bengal earthquake, which had apparently 300,000 fatalities. Uh, Gujarat earthquake, which happened earlier this century, 25,000 fatalities. And this is one of the earthquakes that kind of inspired me to um, write about this paper for India. And the Indian Ocean tsunami, which had 10,000 fatalities and 5,000 people missing, which is a crazy number, and it's very interesting. So, in conclusion, um, India is a wonderful place, probably the coolest place that I would really want to see. It's definitely on my bucket list. If you want to check out some of these websites, this is where I got all my facts from, and they're all pretty much interesting read. So have fun, and thank you for watching.